is hidden in the corner. Take his sister-in-law, and his sister-in-law ran away. He looked very inconspicuous. However, for a group of employees of Dream Entertainment and Culture Company, and Yu Kaihokyu, this is undoubtedly a thunderstorm. Huang He is the CEO of Dream Entertainment Culture Company, and Yu Kaihokyu is a contracted artist of the company. The boss ran away. Yu Kaihokyu was unemployed, on graduation day. Dreaming Entertainment Culture Company. The company closed down. Do you think you are not responsible? Are you not ashamed? Are you sorry? In despair, a short and lean man in a flowered shirt stood there, spitting and splashing, pinching his waist. He is the company's agent, named Pete. When a group of people hurriedly gathered here after the boss had run away, he was most excited. Of course, he was not giving solutions, but criticizing them one by one. No one spoke, and didn't want to touch the mold. Yu Kaihokyu even shrank himself and moved his chair quietly. She was afraid of being sprayed by the spitting stars. But Rao was so, she was successfully captured. Pete's sharp gaze turned to her and stopped on her. You, Yukiakayu. Pete pointed at the woman hiding in the corner and sneered. You said, don't you feel ashamed? Everyone looked at the woman who was cued by Pete, with sympathy in their eyes, thinking that she was really pitiful, and Pete always liked to find Yukio. But Yu Kaihokyu is not found. It is difficult, after all, even if she hides in the corner, she still shines, with a halo. Women are very good looking, even in the beauty of the entertainment industry, their appearance is considered top-notch. She wore a goose yellow mid-length platy kodan skirt. Her long black hair was made into a woolen curl shape. Her hair was thick and dense enough to make a group of bald girls shed tears of admiration. Her thick black hair was the size of a slap. A heart-shaped face, white skin, a healthy blush on the sides of her cheeks, Kyung nose and round eyes, should have looked pure and innocent, but because the corners of her eyes rose, she was a little more charming. In short, it is sweet and salty, with great plasticity, and can be called a great beauty. If the team is a little bit more ambitious, it is not impossible to set up a person who wants to spend money among individuals. Suddenly she was cued, her red lips slightly opened. Yukikayu glanced at Pete, and then looked at the people around her, confirming from everyone's reactions, that's right, she called her. Everyone was staring at her. Even if Yu Kaihokyu didn't want to talk anymore, he still wanted to express. So she cleared her throat, and when Pete asked if she was ashamed of the company's bankruptcy, she seemed to ponder for a while before speaking. Okay. In fact, Yu Kaihokyu felt that Pete's question was unreasonable. The company went bankrupt when the boss and the sister-in-law ran away. What does it have to do with their gang of artists? She is not a sister-in-law. But it is clear that Yu Kaihokyu has chosen a relatively safe answer, and he has not satisfied Pete. He was very angry, like a balloon that was about to explode, and opened his mouth to curse. Look at the company's signing of you in the past few years, what contribution you have made to the company, and what wealth has been created. Blind with a good face, it's actually a parallel import waste. I have never seen an artist who can't support the wall like you. It's a parallel import, and it's a waste. Pete's scolding is bad enough, and the rest of the company can't listen to it. They think he's still a little bit past, and they start to make ends meet. There were several people between Pete and Yu-Ball. He was stopped, and he patted off a few hands that touched his clothes. From the gap between people and the arm socket, he looked at Yu-Ball and said to her. Yu Kaihokyu, I'm going to be an agent for Moran of GU anyway. You can continue to mess around like this. If you can take a role, I will live the last show and eat shit. After listening to these words, Yu Kaihokyu wrung his beautiful eyebrows. Pete thought that the other party was finally in a hurry. Before he was about to show a smug smile, Yu Kaihokyu issued a disgusting hush. She looked at him and said seriously, why are you so sick? I want to eat that stuff live. Pete scolded and left, and the atmosphere in the whole room eased a little, but only for a moment. After all, their boss is running away and they are really facing unemployment. Ball. Yukiohokyu was poked on the elbow. She looked to this side, and her goal was a slightly black face with Chinese characters. A man could not be called handsome, or even a bit naive, but he was very reliable, and he had a good relationship with Yukiohokyu. Yukiohokyu, Brother Lee, what's wrong? Brother Lee yanked the chair towards Yukiohokyu and rubbed his hands. You said our company boss ran away, what can you do? I still have an ancestral ability to play monkeys, but the big deal is that I will continue to take my monkeys around to discuss life, or, you also go to play monkeys, you have thin skin and tender flesh, and monkeys will get tanned. Worry, he is really worried about Yuki's situation, and even has the idea of taking Yuki into the line. Yukiohokyu knew that Brother Lee was doing this for her own sake, but she still shook her head like a rattle. Sorry to interrupt, she doesn't think she has that talent. In fact, Yukiohokyu has not considered playing the monkey, but one day when Li Ji's monkey jumped on her head, Yukiohokyu decisively crossed the work of playing the monkey from his career chart. Yukiohokyu feels that she will be unemployed after graduation. It is the plot who is forcing her to change career, although the plot may not be too lazy to be a passerby like her. After all, she left no name at all in the novel. Yes, Yukiohokyu lives in a novel. In fact, she should be regarded as an aboriginal novel. She has both parents and a happy family. She went to acting school and went smoothly. She really realized that she lived in a novel and had a dream when she was a sophomore, and dreamed that the world she was in was actually a novel. It was a typical cool article in the entertainment industry of a female protagonist. The female protagonist met the gods and killed the gods and the Buddhas. Shuang, Yukiohokyu is a little tired in his dreams. At the time, she did not regard it as a matter of eating and sleeping. She vaguely remembered that she dreamed that the heroine had worked with several popular actors in reality, and she felt that she would be able to integrate reality. Then, I saw the heroine on TV. Then, the heroine is basically a dreamlike trajectory jump read. Yukiohokyu is sure that she is really in the novel, but other people are either the heroine or the female partner. No matter how bad they are, she is a cannon fodder. She doesn't even have a name. Pete said that she couldn't help the mud on the wall. It was actually wrong. She didn't fight for it, but the plot was too strong. Even if Yukiohokyu tried to fight for it, she didn't get any results. So, does she make any difference? Pete said Moran is a 5-line star. Yukiohokyu has no memory that Moran will be a big hit behind her, but it is indeed much better than her. Yukiohokyu. If others know that she is still a passerby in a novel, they will probably be autistic. Yukiohokyu has a bigger heart, and this kind of thing is useless for autism. She really loves the company's 5 insurances and 1 gold. She did nothing for a month and had a basic salary of 3,000 yuan, which she took for several years. It's all gone now. Brother Lee, I go out and stand to breathe. Yukiohokyu broke out of her meditation, and she pointed out the door. Li Ji sympathized with his eyes. Go. See if you can hold the child so well, don't even think about it. Although Li Ji felt that Yukiohokyu's mentality was super stable for so many years, he did not seem to be an unimaginable type. Yukiohokyu stood in the corridor. The corridor was quiet and there were no people. Yukiohokyu didn't think of any idea of how to get a job again. The chances are that he would go to another entertainment company to hit his luck. No one will take her on. Big deal. In the end, Yukiohokyu took out a small handful of melon seeds and quacked, adding the sound of eating melon seeds to the quiet corridor. Li Ji is right, Yukiohokyu has a super stable mentality. Yukiohokyu knocked melon seeds for a while, and heard the sound of leather shoes stepping on the tiled floor. People came, and she was not so curious, but she still looked up. The man walked against the light. He was very tall, with a full length of 1.9 meters. After gradually approaching Yukiohokyu, Yukiohokyu could see his appearance. He is handsome, with gold-rimmed glasses on the bridge of his nose, wearing a suit and leather shoes, full of elite style. Yukiokiyo, oh, don't know. Continue to bow his head and lick melon seeds, quack quack quack. Then the man stopped in front of her, his figure enveloped her. Yukiokiyo? She wondered if she was blocking the way, although Yukiokiyo felt that the corridor in front of her was quite wide, and there was nothing wrong with two people walking. But she still moved 2 steps, and the man followed her 2 steps. Yukiokiyo moved 2 steps toward the other side, and he continued to move 2 steps toward the other side. Anyway, 2 people can always match up. Yukiokiyo. What's going on, big brother? At last, Yuchu Ball simply pressed against the wall, leaned back against the wall, gave the man a way out, and made a gesture of asking. Now there is always no situation of always moving together, right? The man did not leave, but looked at her and opened his mouth. Are you Yukiokiyo? Questions, but the tone is sure. Yukiokiyo was still continuing to send Guizi to his lips, but when the other party called out her name accurately, he hesitated to put it down and put the hand holding Guizi behind him. Fans. She looked at the elite man in doubt and with a little joy, and tried to match the code with her eyes. Unexpectedly, she actually has fans. She knew she would not eat melon seeds. She was not enough to be an idol, and she didn't know if she had broken the filter of her fans. I don't know if the fan filter is broken, but Yukiokiyo's dream was ruthlessly broken. Shang Shiyun looked at her blankly. No, I am your boss. Yukiokiyo, oh. Sure enough, she was not a fan, she was thinking about farts. Passionate writing. Glyph of Huan Tuo Shat, the heroine is really salted fish, the more salted fish, the luckier it is. I want to open the same entertainment theme in advance for collection. The whole world thought he was my Love Beans author. Big brother wide drinking ice fall. I have the fastest literary update in the Shuangguan in the entertainment circle. It's all in place, right? The director of the Bold Forward program team negotiated with the program director. After making sure that everyone was there, he squinted his eyes and watched the group of guests on the stage. He gave a special order to the cameraman. The Yukiokiyo, you can give more shots at that time. While the videographers said they knew, they also understood why the director did this. After all, among a group of internet celebrities and amateurs, this guest named Yukiokiyo is really too outstanding. Probably considering that this is a sports competition show, Yukiokiyo her hair and tied a high ponytail before going on the field, so that the whole beautiful face was exposed, and the pink sportswear was stunned on her. It feels like a big brand, with porcelain white skin and bright red lips. Pure and full of vitality. Regarding this external image, no matter how she behaves on the inside, whether she has something to watch or not, it will be pleasing to the eyes when it is shown on TV. If it is time to put it together, it will be even more cut. The director of the program group focused on Yukiokiyo there, and the guests on the stage waiting for the host to come over were keenly aware that there was a face value hanging around them. Men are okay. They also admire beautiful women, and they are of different genders. It is impossible for the audience to compare them with each other, but those little internet celebrities who desperately want to get ahead are upset. It's great to look like this. If it's great, why don't you show your face on the Ace show? What opportunity do you grab with them? Unfortunately, this obviously has fewer shots. There was a small internet celebrity who couldn't help it, so he went to Yukiokiyo and ridiculed a few words, but the other party always asked questions from start to finish. Apart from that, there was no idea of talking anymore, and no provocation by them. Out of breath. If the small eye is to the big eye, the small internet celebrities feel boring, and the quarrels are forced to go back and forth. There is no more Liu ball. Yukiokiyo was happy and relaxed, quietly relieved. She didn't want to talk too much, especially with uninterested strangers, quite tired. The host came up to control the field. the recording officially started, and the focus was returned to the game itself. Everyone wanted to show the limelight. The game is a knockout system, with a total of 3 men and 3 women. Yukioku has already learned from the information leaked from the conversations with people next to him. Among them, there are several veterans who basically stand out from them first. When the host asked who was going to come first, he almost broke his head. The competition in the entertainment industry is particularly fierce now, because the competition system of this show causes whoever rushes all the way to run through the entire show. If it is good, it is the strong script. Going through all the competitors all the way, successfully breaking through the barriers, just listening to it is exciting. It has appeared many times in the show before, and the people who came to participate today have also turned everyone on the whole process. If it is eliminated in the middle, it is still a glorious defeat. If you can stay for a while, you can stay for a while, and the one who hangs up silently at the end is the real fool. Yukioku didn't raise her hand, and she was not included among everyone who wanted to show off. After watching a group of high-spirited temporary colleagues, she sighed that everyone was really energetic, and then retreated to the staging area contentedly, and sat down on the pony. At first, Yukioku thought that he was going to run through the whole program, running and jumping all the time. Now that he understands the competition system, Yukioku thinks this program group is really good. Not only was the treatment good, but it was also good to be a guest. Even the little Maza was also placed in the shade, and Yukioku picked up the mineral water. I see. There is also ice mineral water to drink. I thought that Yukioku would seize the opportunity to drill forward, and decided that this is not a good celebrity. Seeing Yukioku, who had quit the group chat and was just like an old man, the director of the program and the cameraman were also quite surprised. Yukioku calmly followed the competition system and became an audience. In the shade, he could not only drink ice water to blow the air, but also watch his temporary colleagues at close range. The game was really fierce, and various accidents were found in it. In order to compete for the ranking, some people ran and even dropped their pants. If they dropped their pants, they did not forget to pull up with one hand, and then continue to rush forward. Yukioku also has a camera to follow, and it was Uncle Lu who happened to have lunch together. Uncle Lu is actually very anxious about Yukioku. The focus of this show is the process of the game. Every guest has started to get irritated. Yukioku has nothing to do with sitting here. No matter how good he looks, there is no camera. What? Yukioku was tired of watching the game and it was interesting and tired for them. Just watching it, she already felt exhausted. Then I felt a stare that was so intense that she couldn't ignore it that had been falling on her. Glancing to the side, he saw Uncle Lu facing her with an expression of Xiaohu, stand up. Xiaoyu couldn't get up. She was holding the ice mineral water but suddenly wondering if she was too comfortable, not like a guest. Don't because of this, the program team is not satisfied with her, think she is completely useless in it, don't give her the 5,000 yuan. Yukioku was a little nervous because of 5,000 yuan, and planned to increase the sense of participation in the show. Yukioku looked around, and when Uncle Lu thought she was planning to join the game, and was a little pleased, he saw Yukioku pulling out a small racket, a cheerleading ball from a prop frame. The small racket is made of plastic and is shaped like a palm. When it is shaken, it will make a sound similar to applause. The cheerleading ball is more common. There are 2 hands when the school sports games. So Lu Shu's camera showed Yukioku waving these 2 props to cheer for the guests in the game. Uncle Lu gave up struggling, he still tried to show Xiaohu's beauty so that the director could choose more shots. I felt that Yukioku, who finally participated in the show, had an enthusiastic smile on her face. In fact, she was so tired. Waving this thing, the arm is sour after a long time. Sure enough, there is no such thing as easy in the adult world, business is really hard. Yukioku was noticed by the director when she debuted, and was jealous by the guests. However, as she sat on the pony and motionless, besides moving her hands, she shouted "Come on" in her mouth. She was forgotten. But no matter how long she sits, she still has to play. After fierce competition, a male guest killed the other 4 opponents, and now Yukio is left. "Can I call you a ball? Don't be nervous." The male guest who won in the end looked at Yukio with a bright smile on his face. He knew her name through the sign posted in front of Yukio. Yukio had already put down the cheering props before he took the stage. She glanced at the male guest named Wang. "Thank you." She wasn't nervous, but she felt that the other party might have hidden a sentence behind, "Don't be nervous." Anyway, he quickly eliminated her. The guest surnamed Wang's smile deepened, and she felt that this girl had a good-looking voice and a good temper. Yukio can stay at the end, and there is also the handwriting of the guest surnamed Wang. In fact, the competition system stipulates that you can choose someone to compare if you win 2 games in a row. The female internet celebrity who had been eliminated before saw the appearance of a male guest surnamed Wang showing courtesy to Yukio, snorting while wiping sweat with a towel. Thinking of making idol dramas? But in fact, Yukio is right. The male guest is not only happy because she talks to the beautiful woman, but also because she is weak. He specifically put the weakest at the end, so that winning is effortless and more beautiful. The competition for the 2 of them officially began. At the beginning, it was to make 20 laps on the spot, and then ran forward over obstacles. Just turning around can make a lot of people feel dizzy. Yukio just saw a lot of people faint and ran up and down. She has 13 numbers for her own strength and is ready to be eliminated, just hoping that the posture of losing will not be so embarrassed. Yukio held her breath and stood still. With a start, she turned in a circle. This kid won again this time. The director clicked on the male guest who was spinning with Yukio and said in a sure tone. This male guest has participated in the competition several times, and has won the first place many times. He is a veteran. Compared with the evenly spinning and completely unpleasant Yukio ball, he spins like a whirlwind. Yukio didn't paddle the water and treated it lazily. She was paid for the show. She was at this level. No one thinks there will be an accident. The male guest is a pink sportswear with a spinning speed of x3. Then Little Tornado turned himself out and left the competition area directly. Boom! There was a loud noise. Director? Staff member? The rest of the eliminated guests? The scene was quiet for a while. Yukio faintly heard the loud noise when it was spinning, but she is still recording it now. She is still spinning, holding her curiosity, and quietly meditating on the lap after the lap, then moved forward. Run! If something really happened, the director would also call to stop. Now that she didn't call to stop, she could only bite the bullet and continue. After turning 20 laps, Yukio was panting, his heart beating very fast, and he was still dizzy. He barely kept his figure. The male guest was no longer visible in front of him. Hey? Is he so fast? Is it all over? Yukio ran a few steps, turned his face to see the male guest holding his head under the stage, and stopped for a while, a little hesitant. Is this the end of the game or what? Then can she step down too? Yukio, go on. It was the director who reacted first. The director yelled at Yukio hoarsely, shouting that Yukio's ears shook an eardrum pain, but she still followed the director's instructions. The audience watched the game between Yukio and himself, and felt that it was really weird and magical. Who would have thought that the quasi-first place would have eliminated himself because of the speed of rotation? Is the fish salted today? It's salty, but the koi is and the girl who said her birthday in today's comment, happy birthday. Good luck again and again. This chapter still sends 50 red envelopes to thank the little angel who voted for me during 2020317141/01202003181732:28. Thanks to the little angel who threw the grenade, 1 Pro, thanks to the little angel who threw the landmine, there is Himiao, whose rabbit is dead, and Long Yatong, thanks to the little angel who irrigated the nutrient solution, 40 bottles of mask, 10 bottles of squeaky meow, 5 bottles of hidden, hot and sour noodles are so spicy, and 1 bottle of poisonous radish. Thank you very much for your support, I will continue to work hard. Like me being a salted fish in the Shuangwen in the entertainment circle, please collect it, I have the fastest literary update in the Shuangwen in the entertainment circle. There was no opponent on the field, and Yu Kaihokyu was struggling and lonely to compete with himself. Over the obstacles, across the pool, running and climbing again. Throughout the process, Yu Kaihokyu's popularity is panting, and her heartbeat is about to explode. Her speed is not fast, even compared to those female internet celebrities. After all, female internet celebrities are eager to get shots, and Yuki Akayu is just a soy sauce for appearance fees. But who is? She is the only one. So under everyone and all the camera's attention, Yu Kaihokyu was stunned that he had completed all the items to be done. When Yu Chu Ball reached the finish line, following the instructions of the staff to ring the gong, she almost slumped on the ground and gave up treatment, but fortunately, she still remembered to shoot and noticed that she didn't do that. Nothing else. Too tired. Why does she suffer from such human suffering? Tired to collapse, Yu Kaihokyu, whose eyes were dull, had only this idea in his brain because of excessive exercise and hypoxia. Yu Kaihokyu is not idle when the audience and cheerleaders are waiting under the stage. It is clear that some players have completed faster, and the rest of the players can simply not complete the following items if they lose. I got a complete set here. The current champion of bold forward is Yu Kaihokyu. While Yu Kaihokyu's eyes were dull, he heard such a sound suddenly resounding in the ears. It was the director of the program. It was also the sound in the ears when she paused for a few seconds, almost deafening her ears. What is the director talking about? Yu Kaihokyu's brain could not digest any information at all, but she could see, so she saw her face clearly appearing on the big screen not far away. The kind of face shot. On the big screen, the face of a woman wearing pink sportswear was covered with sweat, and the scattered hair was stuck to her face with sweat. When she was mentioned suddenly, she seemed to be a little flustered, her beautiful eyes widened slightly, round and round of. It can be said to be awkwardly capitalized. In the eyes of the eliminated female internet celebrities, this scene is very annoying. Damn it, why did she slap her face at her death angle, and sweat so beautifully? I specifically found an expression management teacher, and it cost a lot of money. Not only Yu Kaihokyu heard the director's voice, but the entire staff including the guests heard it. No one would have thought that this episode of the show would have caused such a big upset, and Yu Kaihokyu actually took the first place. In addition to the outstanding appearance, the other party has a sense of presence at the beginning, and there has been no other movement during the recording for such a long time. The two female internet celebrities also feel that Yu Kaihokyu has a king face. In fact, he is a fool and does not cherish opportunities. But when Yukio hit the ball in the second half and took the first place, the wind evaluation immediately changed. It turns out that there is no competition or grabbing. The Buddhism system was originally performed to confuse everyone. They are really fools. Female internet celebrity A, really scheming. Female internet celebrity B almost broke her teeth, damn, it turned out to be a black heart lotus, and I still play this set. I don't know how she bought the surname Wang. The male guest named Zhang, who wanted to perform well and forced himself out of the arena and was eliminated, was silently digesting his injuries, not knowing that he was buyed. He was just thinking. He had known that this would happen, he shouldn't have installed this 13, because the first one he got could fly. Photographer Uncle Lu was also surprised at this direction, and also momentarily gratified. Xiaoyu is quite good at it. Did she plan this early? However, Uncle Lou thought about the leisurely energy of Yu Kaihokia waving props to cheer the rest of the guests not long ago, and felt that he might have thought about things too complicated. 1. It took Yu Kaihokia a minute to digest the news. It wasn't that she was dazzled by the surprise, but she was busy panting for 50 seconds. Yu Kaihokia thinks it's amazing. How does this number 1 look like a white pick? There was a medal in the first place. The staff was in a complicated mood and gave the medal to Yu Kaihokia, and Yu Kaihokia took the medal. In the sun, the medal was shining, very dazzling gold, and very beautiful. Yu Kaihokia asked in a low voice, "Is it really gold? Or gilded?" The staff gave a negative answer. Yu Kaihokia said, "Oh, I don't think the gold medal looks good either." But no matter how it was a souvenir, and Yukiya was put away. She can now be said to be the focus of the entire show. Now that the game is over, it means that the recording is also over. So with all kinds of complicated eyes, Yu Kaihokia walked off the stage. In the competition female net celebrity side, it has become a scheming Black Lotus. Chin-foot deep. Yu Kaihokia glanced across the crowd, suddenly fixed his eyes somewhere, his eyes brightened, and trot to one side. Everyone saw her running straight towards a long-haired girl. Yu Kaihokia, that's it. Am I able to collect the $5,000 now? Obviously, I was taking the labor fee that was supposed to be paid, but I was a little embarrassed when I asked for money. Of course money still has to be asked. I am embarrassed to mention it in front of money. The long-haired girl is the staff member Yu Kaihokia sitting in front of her when she eats. Before the filming, Yu Kaihokia asked her to come to her to collect the money after the show was over. Now that the shooting is over, Yu Kaihokia thinks his performance should be okay. Not only did she cheer for the rest of the guests in the audience, she had been through all the barriers just now, which made her tired. She also took first place. The 5,000 yuan shouldn't be given to her, right? Under Yu Kaihokia's expectant gaze, the female staff was under a bit of psychological pressure. For a while, she didn't know how to answer, this. This sentence was not said by the female staff, but by the director of the program group. The director of the program group is in a very good mood. Although Yu Kaihokia took the first place and broke the unpopularity, it was unexpected, but the highlight of this kind of program is not that the picture is unexpected. Passing the customs all the way, a strong player can do the rest of the guests. It is very cool and interesting, but isn't the copy of the counterattack not fragrant? Fragrant. Not worse than the former at all. Even like the previous one that turned the audience, it has happened many times in this show. It's no surprise that it is hard to see a counterattack like Yu Kaihokia who has no defense from the eliminated player to the first. The drama is full. Yu Kaihokia successfully got 5,000 yuan for participating in the show, and finally put down the stone in his heart. People next to her always feel a little strange. She seems to have won 5,000 yuan, which is even happier than taking the first place. With $5,000, Yu Kaihokia likes this show group more and more. Not only does he receive good treatment, he eats well, but the director speaks well. By comparison, I want to change jobs more and more. However, Yu Kaihokia hasn't completed the job hopping action yet. She also asked Uncle Lou specifically that she needs professional skills to come to the program group. She seems professional is not the right one, and the shooting intensity is quite large. Not suitable for elderly care and paralysis. You can wait and see. Yu Kaihokia drew a pending statement for the program group of Bold Forward, and left the program group with her $5,000 in a happy mood. It's good everywhere, but really tired. She is afraid that she has spent half a year of exercise. Joe Bape's new boss not only gave a variety show, but also gave Yu Kaihokia a script. Net dramas, small characters, basically have no lines. Yu Kaihokia flipped through and made a summary. It was probably a beautiful vase. She has no objection to the online drama vase and the local competition show. After all, other people are 18 lines. She has no line at all. It would be nice to have a performance. Yukiokiu is familiar with a small role like vase. When she first signed a contract with Dream Entertainment Culture Company, the boss Huang He always arranged this for her. However, Yukiokiu was not optimistic because this role was young. He arrived at the audition location with the joyful Yukio, who won first place unexpectedly from the show. The room was empty, and there were only 2 actors waiting for auditions. Yukiokiu was the third. After seeing so few competitors, Yukiokiu was not happy at all, but instantly understood. Come on, this role has nothing to do with her again, she is purely an escort. The fact is true. After sitting down for a while, Yukiokiu has learned from the careless conversation of the 2 women that they both auditioned with a background, although the background is not that big. One is the assistant director. Girlfriend, one is the niece of a certain boss, but it is better than no background. Basically, the role of the vase is chosen from the 2 of them. There is no background. Yukio has no expression on the ball, no sadness or joy. She knew it. I'm used to it. There have been many such situations in auditions before. During this period, it was not the other actors who wanted to audition, but after learning that the 2 people had backgrounds, they left one after another, not staying here to waste time. It is estimated that they also walked a lot before Yukio ball came. People. Yukio did not go. She thinks it's all here, right? Then try. Besides, the air conditioner is still on in the room, and there are soft chairs to sit on. She doesn't mind staying here for a long time. Yukiokiu has no background, and the 2 actresses didn't bother to talk to her, but Yukiokiu didn't expect her to sit in the air-conditioned room without any problems. The 2 actually fought. Ball, where there are 5,000 incense first. There are still 50 red envelopes in this chapter. I will see you tomorrow. Thank you at 202003181732:282020031917. The little angel who voted for me during 47:09 or irrigated the nutrient solution. Thanks to the little angels who cast mines, Long Yatong and One Zanji. Thanks to the little angel who irrigated the nutrient solution. 90 bottles of the old forest, 37 bottles of piggy pigs who do not want to grow meat, 30 bottles of Ching Ching, 13 bottles of purple silence, 6 bottles of little rain, 5 bottles, Ju, Azizai, Yunyu, and Zhen have a large brain hole, 1 bottle. Thank you very much for your support. I will continue to work hard. Like me being a salted fish in the Shuangwen in the entertainment circle, please collect it. I have the fastest literary update in the Shuangwen in the entertainment circle. Yukiokiu didn't know why it developed into such a scene. She was blowing the air conditioning in the air-conditioned room, flipping through the script in her hand, and was about to fall asleep comfortably. The 2 people who were sitting there were quarreling with each other. Are you the goddaughter of the assistant director of this play? I think it's a goddaughter. The Chinese characters are broad and profound, and the tone has changed, and the content is completely different. The deputy director is 60, right? I'm afraid he's older than your dad. For a role, you can really save yourself. The niece of a certain boss, who was wearing a small black ocean dress, was supposed to lower her head and play with her nails and mock the woman in the distance. The assistant director goddaughter, the white suit woman, is not a good stubborn. How could she accept such a provocation? She frowned at that time. Hehe, you saw the director just now, but the whole person is about to stick to the director. You can't eat grapes and say grapes are sour. Have you seen the director taking care of you? Your face is beginning to droop. You have no money for medical beauty, mom. Boss niece, you are ashamed to say that any boss has a poor niece like yours, a poor relative who can't beat you. The girl in the little black foreign dress became angry and couldn't go on playing with her nails. She stood up and said, "Who is your mother?" The woman in the white suit also stood up, "Just call you." Holding the script in his hands, Yu Qiu was suddenly flooded with incredible information. Still the forced kind. She felt her ears were dirty. Both of them were angered. They were just cursing the street, but soon they became fighting each other, pulling their hair, picking their ears, scratching their faces and so on. Yu Kaihokiu didn't react fast, but the fight started over there. She didn't want to react but also had to react. I had heard of actresses who couldn't understand each other in quarrels and fights. Experience once. She looked outside frequently, trying to find someone to take care of it, but she didn't know if it was because the online drama crew was busy and went to meetings, or if they didn't pay attention to this kind of small role. No one passed by. So Yu Kaihokiu silently lifted the chair under him and began to move quietly outside. In fact, she was sitting not close to the place where the two people were fighting, but Yu Kaihokiu was still afraid of being affected, and could be farther away. As for persuading to fight or something, Yu Kaihokiu never thought about it. She persuades, will it be useful? Yu Kaihokiu hoped to have a low sense of presence. She was just an innocent crowd who strayed in. However, there was movement in the chair, and Yu Kaihokiu was still caught. You. The one who shouted Yu Kaihokiu was a girl in a little black foreign dress. She pointed to Yu Kaihokiu, you said something. Who am I like an ant with her? Yu Kaihokiu's body was stiff there, and she didn't know why she would be spotted every time she tried to shrink to one side. Moreover, the girl in the white suit was interrupted by the black dress and looked at Yukiu. Being watched by two pairs of angry eyes, Yu Kaihokiu couldn't get out of her body anymore. She reluctantly put down the chair and bit her scalp. You guys don't fight anymore. It's not that it's not a big deal. It's so tiring to fight and fight. In Yu Kaihokiu's view, one of the two people will always win this role. The probability is 1/2. After finishing with the United States and the United States, you will probably not see it in the future. You have to fight like this. What to do? She couldn't get a role, and the person who ran with her was so calm. Yu Kaihokiu just held the lotus flower and told them not to be arrogant or impetuous, and the Buddha was calm. Then, the two stared at her for a second, and then fought together again. Not only that, but Yu Kaihokiu even felt that the look they had just looked at her was full of contempt. In fact, it was the same. The two of them were thinking while chatting. They looked quite fascinating. Who would have thought it was a dried salted fish? Fuck, you actually hit my old mother on the nose. I'm just going to beat your prosthesis crooked, ha ha ha. Damn, you pull my hair out. The woman who used to beat the nose was still smiling triumphantly, and she saw the hair in the other's hand in a blink of an eye, and she covered it in panic over. The woman with the hair clip was proud. I already knew that you are actually a bald head. Yu Kaihokiu. The scene was chaotic, and Yu Kaihokiu's persuasion also failed. She had thought this would happen. Pulling the chair to the door again this time, no one stopped Yu Qiu again, and didn't even give her a look. After Yu Kaihokiu sat down, she suddenly felt that she was a little bit suspicious as a third party. What if someone mistakenly thought that she had also moved her hands? The key is that she looked around the house and didn't see where the surveillance is. So in order not to be touched by porcelain, Yu Kaihokiu took out his mobile phone, first identified himself to him, and then pointed at the two women who were fighting. She will not send it out, but keep some evidence to show her innocence. Fighting really has nothing to do with her. The two actresses who were filmed also saw it, and didn't care at all, even reminding Yu Kaihokiu when they were fighting. Have you turned on beauty? Yu Kaihokiu, I will drive. Bang! With a loud noise, Yu Kaihokiu's eyelids jumped while holding the phone. Her head hurts a little. I am the head of Dream Weaving Entertainment Culture Company. The artists under the banner came here to audition. I heard that something went wrong. Are they sent to the hospital now? Shang Xiun, in a suit and leather shoes, hurried to the web drama audition location after receiving a call from the audition artist to conflict with others, and after being scooped with a chair. The whole scene was quite chaotic. Shang Xiun even found a little blood that hadn't dried up completely along the way, which looked shocking. It was the online theater business that was caught by Shang Xiun. He was grabbed by a stranger on his shoulders and was a little impatient, but he was soon overwhelmed by the man's aura. The eyes of the man's gold-rimmed glasses were as dark as ink. Sharp eyes. The words spoken are also sensible and smooth. So the field affairs stumbled and answered. Send, give it over, the ambulances are gone. The ambulances were all sent away. In the prime of his time, he twisted his eyebrows. He didn't expect that Yukai Hokia would conflict with other actors. After all, the female artist did not seem to be motivated at all, so it was incredible that she could conflict with others. But the fact has happened, and as her boss, he has to take responsibility. I hope to give us a reasonable explanation, and our company will also pursue legal liabilities afterwards. Which hospital? Shang Xiun feels that the truth of the matter can be put aside first, and it is more important to visit the injured artist, but he has to speak first, hoping that the crew can smooth things out during this time and explain it clearly to him. Then, before Shang Xiun left, he heard a slightly surprised sentence around him. President Sheng. Shang Xiun followed the voice and looked down. The woman reached his chest, looking up at him. Yukia Kaiu. Isn't Shenshi the best corporate entertainer or who? Shang Xiun felt a little dazed, mainly because Yukia Kaiu's cheeks were ruddy and his head was intact, and he was not injured at all. Yukai, President Sheng, why are you here? I just looked like you from the back, and I heard that it is Dream Weaving Entertainment Culture Company. I didn't dare to recognize it. Yukai came out of the room and saw Shang Xiun at first glance. After all, the new boss is tall and handsome. However, Yukai felt that Shang Xiun's presence here was unreasonable, and what the Dream Entertainment Culture Company was. Only after learning it did I remember that after I changed the boss, I dreamed of Dream Entertainment Culture Company, and the first two words were changed to Dream Weaving. In fact, the meaning is similar. I just picked it. No matter why the new boss is here, Yukai Hokia still feels he has to tell. Shang Xiun said, yet. He didn't actually have much reaction. It's not a problem for this kind of small role to get the ball down. It's pretty smooth. Seeing that there was nothing wrong with the artists under the banner, Shang Xiun felt that he should have misunderstood. The blood in the corridor is. Yukai told Shang Xiun 1 to 5 to 10. She herself is still in shock, and her heart beats quite fast. Those blood flowed out from women in white suits. Originally, the two actresses had a fight. Although they were pulling their hair and ears, Yukai Hokia didn't think there would be a big problem, but who knew that the black skirt girl was so embarrassed and angry that she raised her chair towards the white. The suit girl smashed down. At that time, his head was battered, and even Yukai Hokia who was on the scene felt like his head had been smashed. I feel the same pain. The chair fell down towards Yukia Kaiu after smashing the woman's head in the women's suit. She had been prepared to sit far for a long time. Otherwise, she would have to get hurt if she didn't say whether she would use the scoop or not. The two actresses who had fought no longer had to audition anymore, they were taken to the hospital. Yukai also just learned that there is still surveillance in the room. Her mobile phone is the same as recording or not, but she still got a copy and passed it to the crew for investigation. Shang Xiun was silent for a while, so, just 3 actresses, 2 of them have something wrong, just you. He made a summary. Yukai Surprise. She also felt surprised by the thief. After the director came out, he only saw a mess of Yukai. He didn't pay attention to who is who relatives or his little girlfriend. It was obviously suitable for Yukai to play a vase. After a short audition, he took it off. Yukai, in fact, not only did she take this role, she also won the first place in the show. Seeing the complex expression of the new boss, Yukai didn't know whether to tell him or not. When Yukai took the first place in the show, Yukiokia didn't think there was anything, but it was inexplicable that she was able to accidentally miss out among the related actresses, so Yukiokia had to think about it. Why did she have such a good thing? This is not her route at all, it's pretty much the other way around. Yesterday, in the chapter of sending red envelopes, I shook my hands and sent 2 red envelopes to many girls. Can the ones sent be regarded as Eurochi 2333 who caught the ball? Thank you on 2020031917:47:09202003 The little angel who voted for me during 2017:13:04 or irrigated nutrient solution. Thanks to the little angel who cast the landmine, 1 long yatong. Thanks to the little angel who irrigated the nutrient solution, 20 bottles of pepet, 2 bottles of Qinglingzi and Zijing, 1 bottle of Azizai. Thank you very much for your support. I will continue to work hard. Like me being a salted fish in the Shuangwen in the entertainment circle, please collect it. I have the fastest literary update in the Shuangwen in the entertainment circle. Did she transfer it? Yukiokia boldly guessed, but he quickly dispelled the idea. Unfortunately, after so many years, it is said that the transshipment is the transshipment. This may just be the enemy's strategy. Let her rejoice first, and then give her a heaven to hell. If she really believes it and is not calm, then this kind of gap is stimulating. Fortunately she sees it transparently. In the prime of time over there, after this incident, I felt that although the artist was not motivated, but his luck was actually good. I heard Yukiokia beeping. Even if it is selected, there will be a lot of uncertainty as long as it is not broadcast. It is hard to say that changing roles in the middle, or not even being able to broadcast the show at all. Sheng Xiun. He was puzzled. Did he curse himself like this? Still in front of the boss. Putting it on someone else's side may not be arrogant, but there is nothing arrogant about a role in a web drama vase. She is not motivated or ambitious. Under Sheng Xiun's death gaze, Yukiokia realized that he did not seem to be so good. After all, the boss must hope that the artist will make money, although it is impossible to fall on her. She chose to change the subject. President Sheng, why are you here? The crew called you. At that time, Yukiokia leaned over and vaguely heard the conversation between Mr. Sheng and the court. Sheng Shi was too lazy to point out that the other party's topic shifted very bluntly and replied, well, they didn't make it clear. I thought it was you who had a conflict with others. Yukiokia, you came here quite quickly. It didn't take long for the person to be taken away by an ambulance. She was also a little moved, reflecting on whether she had been calling her new boss Joe Pappy a little too late. Although he did Joe Pappy, he did not even pay the 5,000 yuan to participate in the show, but he can be such a handsome boss for the artists below. Years are running out. Sheng Xiun said, Lao Li's monkey gastrointestinal tract is not very good, so he happened to be treated at a nearby pet hospital. When Yukiokia heard this, he understood, oh, sloppy. Li Ji's monkey did have a lot of minor problems, and Yukiokia heard Li Ji complain about diarrhea twice in 3 days. At the same time, the boss needs to follow to run from the monkey, and Yukiokia has a new understanding. It may not be that the boss wants to do it himself. Does he have no other people to instruct him at all? Anyway, Yukiokia can't remember the reopening company and the rest of the staff. The new boss seems to have done the boss and agent's work. Yukiokia was too blunt, and the scene fell silent again. Sheng Xiun did not refute it because there was indeed a truth. It was Sheng Xiun that broke the silence. He didn't think he should continue to discuss the topic of monkey diarrhea with his artists. What is the meaning? Is there anything else now? Would you like to give you a ride? In fact, Sheng Xiun just gave in politely, and Yukiokia quickly nodded. Okay. There is a free car to ride, it must be rubbed. Yukiokia is too lazy to walk, and I don't know if I can get the car. When I got downstairs, I saw the new owner put forward the car and looked at the bright Volkswagen logo on the car. Yukioki's point of view in front was verified. Regardless of the fact that the new boss looks like an elite, as if he is very rich, he should actually have no money. It doesn't mean that Yukio feels that it is not good to drive the public. It is economical and cost-effective, but the boss does not seem to be that way. Let's not talk about those who drive Lincoln, Rolls-Royce, and Ferrari. The owners of the fruit shop at the door all drive BMWs. Yukio got into the back of the car and reported the name of the community to Shang Xiun. After getting into the car, Yukio remembered that this is a closed space with the boss. Should she do something? At first, Yukio was a little nervous, but then he found that the new boss was driving the car without saying a word and didn't mean to talk to her awkwardly, and Yukio relaxed. The air conditioner was turned on in the car and the temperature was right. Yukio thought about it and picked up the phone, and sent a message to Pete. Pete is Yukio's former agent. She can't support the wall with mud, she is a parallel importer, and finally quit another company. Yukio first sent him a photo of winning a medal for participating in Bold Forward, and then edited the fact that he had already won a role in the online drama, and then pointed out his purpose. You can go live to eat shit. Add twice. The reply was quick, and 3 exclamation marks were sent out one after another. The huge exclamation marks showed his uneasy heart. When Yukio showed that the opponent was typing on it, he used his hand speed faster than usual to decisively pull people out of the blacklist. I can't send it over there now. Yukio understands Pete, and the next thing Pete wants to post is to laugh at her pride, and show off how many good opportunities he has for Marin. Then choose to block the person before he sends those words to attack her. Let him close the wheat directly. Yukio felt that he was really a clever ghost. You can imagine the face of the opponent's anger and despair through the screen. Yukio's mood has improved. She kept Pete's WeChat part because of today's outgoing thoughts. She is still pretty casual, but when the bullying comes up, she still has to seize the opportunity to fight back. Regardless of whether her role will be changed or not, at least today can be regarded as an excitement for her. Victor Yukio seemed to have completed a major battle. He smiled with crooked eyebrows, like a crescent moon. He put down his phone and hummed, "Riding my beloved little." After a pause, considering that this is not a small motorcycle, she changed her words. "Ride on my beloved little public, it will never block the CE." The car stopped. Yukio was a little dazed and looked towards the driver's seat. "Why doesn't it open, master?" She relaxed too much, completely forgetting that she was driving against the boss's car. Shang Xiun also felt that she was probably being used as a driver. "There is a traffic jam." He pointed to the front window. "The densely packed cars are jammed, like a long dragon. This posture will definitely not get out for a while." Yukio has a guilty conscience, it has nothing to do with her singing. The man said, "Why don't you get off here, next to the subway station?" Yukio glanced at the side of the road, it did show the subway station entrance, but it's okay, I can wait, I'm fine. "Shang Xiun, I have something." Suddenly remembering that it's not going the way, "You can go here first." At this point, even if Yukio thinks about it, it is not suitable. After getting out of the car, she waved to Shang Xiun. She didn't really believe the new boss's rhetoric anyway. Suddenly, how sudden is it? I don't know how to provoke the boss and let him drive her out of the car midway. Yukio resigned and walked towards the subway station entrance, feeling that the new boss was really stubborn and dogged. Shang Xiun was not as careful as Yukio thought, he did just think that something had not been dealt with. "It's just that when I heard the song sung by the other party just now," Shang Xiun silently wrote down a note in her heart. "This female artist must not develop into the music scene." "Hi, B, do you want to join Susan's party? I heard that there are many beautiful girls tonight." Pei Ganhuo declined the invitation of his roommate Tom. He is not interested in partying or anything. He has more important things to do tonight. But Tom didn't go away. Pei Ganhuo didn't dare to turn on the computer and watch the video in an open manner. It will still be more difficult to tell. Pei Ganhuo had been staring at the watch and waiting for his roommate to leave. The roommate had a good meal. When Pei Ganhuo even thought he might miss the broadcast, he finally left the bedroom. And Pei Ganhuo can't wait to open the website and video Bold Forward, a local competition program of local TV. Pei Ganhuo is too embarrassed to show others that he likes to watch this, but in fact he is indeed a loyal fan of Bold Forward. One day he returned to China and watched an issue with his father, and he was out of control. The source of happiness. If you don't watch an issue as if something is missing, he can even name some of the outstanding guests. This time Pei Ganhuo kept up with the start of the new episode of the show, and felt that it was still familiar. Although many times the jokes were repeated, he also read more of the scripts of the strong who came up and turned the audience. But this time Pei Ganhuo found something different. This guest named Yukiokiyo looks strangely beautiful. Is the quality of domestic internet celebrities so high? When a beautiful woman wearing pink sportswear and a ponytail appeared on the computer screen, Pei Ganhuo raised his eyebrows and sent out such emotions. He thought Yukiokiyo was a net celebrity. He is keenly aware that this issue seems to have a different meaning. But there is no picture of beautiful women fighting hard as Pei Ganhuo thought. After the beauty made her debut, she started off the stage cheerleaders. She wielded a small racket to get out of the chaotic crowd. If she was not wearing pink sportswear and appeared on the stage just now, she said that the camera thinks people look good, and the beautiful audience who gave a few more shots are not in the slightest. As a loyal viewer of the show, Pei Ganhuo knows that the biggest attraction of this show is the passionate competition. Everyone who comes is clinging to it and wants to win. Where can I see such a strange style of painting? For a long time, the guest named Yukiokiyo didn't show up, so it was all other guests. The rest of the people are still working as hard as the show style, but Pei Ganhuo is always flying around and doesn't know what Yukiokiyo is doing. The editing seems to understand the thoughts of a group of people like Pei Ganhuo, and always interrupts the footage of Yukiokiyo during the period. She is beautiful and refreshing. Compared with those guests who are not beautiful and sweat profusely, she is so pleasing to the eye. Finally it was Yukiokiyo's turn to play. Pei Ganhuo also sat up straight. He is ready for Yukio to be eliminated. Then I saw that the player who was playing with Yukio eliminated himself. I saw that Yukiokiyo contributed the rare picture of Bold Forward and competed with myself. I saw that Yukiokiyo actually won. Ha 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 ha, what a fuck. Pei Ganhuo immediately became excited. Only I can express his current mood. He felt that he was about to laugh out of his head. Not. What kind of magic ending is this? It was normal at the beginning and in the middle. Who knew that Yukiokiyo won in the end? A woman's shocked expression appeared on the big screen, her pupils were slightly opened, and the 4 characters "A face is awkward" were almost written on the top of her head. Yan Yi's expression was perfect. Pei Ganhuo felt that this screenshot was really suitable as an emoji package. She herself was afraid that she did not expect to win. This awkward expression is too real and soulful. Pei Ganhuo smiled so much that tears came out. He took a screenshot of Yukiokiyo's shocked expression, and simply made it into his own profile picture, and said, "In 1 minute, I want to know all the information about this Wonder Woman." After yelling, he honestly went to search your ball. Wonder Woman didn't have much information, only Weibo was searched, and 100,000 fans didn't have a comment, so she bought it at first glance. The official V of the online drama The Immortal Queen of the Cold-Faced Lord also posted a set of stills, announcing that Yukiokiyo, a contracted artist of the dream-weaving culture and entertainment company, participated in the show, and gave her a resume in addition to the local competitive show guests. Added another sum. Ball, as long as I block Black fast enough, he will not have time to refute me. Everyone's comments are very fun. Some girls said that this is the happiness of koi. Then someone said, this is the happiness of salted fish. Are you playing a game of confrontation? Also, salty and koi sauce koi, how is it fat? This chapter will continue to send out 50 red envelopes. Thank you for voting for me during 202013-13-042020032117:49:07 or irrigation nutrient solution. Little Angel. Thanks to the little angel who threw landmines, one healthy in his life. Thanks to the little angel who irrigated the nutrient solution, 10 bottles of health in a lifetime, 8 bottles of Daineo. 5 bottles, 1 bottle of Ju, Yunyu, Azizai. Thank you very much for your support, I will continue to work hard. Like me being a salted fish in the Shuangwen in the entertainment circle, please collect it, I have the fastest literary update in the Shuangwen in the entertainment circle. Do you really want to go out like this? This is 2, that's it? Yukiokiu opened her red lips slightly, looked at herself in the mirror, and shook her head, completely at a loss. She wondered if this look was serious. But because the stylist is still here, Yukiokiu still hides a lot of his inner thoughts and chooses a relatively tactful way. Yes, that's how you wear it. The stylist gave Yukiokiu a positive answer. The stylist is a female, in her 30s, she looks gentle and gentle. She and Yukiokiu and the other actors have no career competition or conflict, so they are very kind to them. Plus she thinks this face-like artist is beautiful and cute, and the attitude is even more kind. Stylists take special care of beauties. It should be said that they are not only stylists, but all mankind. Our crew is poor. She handed Yu Chu the old bottom and pointed out, you see the protagonist is like this. The door of the dressing room was open, and it happened that the male and female protagonists passed by. Yukiokiu rolled his head and looked at it for 2 seconds. After he regained his sight, he did not raise any objections. On the contrary, the stylist was curious because of Yukiokiu's attitude, and asked her as she scattered fans, you don't have to struggle anymore. You must know that many actors from the crew came to dress up and refused. Yukiokiu didn't want to struggle. What kind of struggle is she struggling? She is just a small actor, and the hero and the female lead the money to join the group, so she must wear this if she has enough money. Besides, is struggling useful? Yukiokiu was purely curious. It's useless. The stylist looked at how she wanted to show me how you framed me, but Yukiokiu, who was not too dared to laugh, couldn't help but up and down her shoulders, and finally felt that she should not bully the newcomer anymore and cleared her throat. Your skin is good, I don't need to paint you too much will cover up your own appearance. This is all for the goodness of the meal. Others can't wait to make a little more paste in it. If it's really beautiful, just add as little as possible. The filming of the web drama went smoothly without any wind or waves. Yukiokiu didn't have many roles in it, and she didn't even have a few lines. Most of the time, she just needed to keep smiling. After a few days of filming with a smile, Yukiokiu, the character who was accidentally picked up by 2 actors due to a pinch, also completed its mission. There was no midway substitution that Yukiokiu thought, and the web drama was bent for other reasons, whether it was from the promotion or the broadcast. The immortal queen of the cold-faced lord already knows what it is talking about from the name of the play. A lovely and kind fairy went to the earth and fell in love with the prince of facial paralysis syndrome. The lord abused the body and mind of the little fairy, and ignored them, but after the probation of the fairy, his facial paralysis finally won a stage of treatment victory, and finally became a greasy lord who likes to talk about the quotations of the boss. The above is purely Yukiokiu's own breaking. But this is the case in the vernacular. Yukiokiu doesn't know what the fairy is. Is being a not incense? Probably it was too comfortable. Yukiokiu also plays a fairy in it. When the heroine who loses Xian Li encounters difficulties, Yukiokiu will show up with a smile to save her. More and more I feel that the prince is rubbish, and even the heroes save the beauty are done by others. Yukiokiu vomits and returns to vomit, but now many dramas are filmed like this, not only limited to online dramas, she has also got the money, which is much more lucrative than participating in Bold Forward. It stands to reason that in such a small web drama, even the male and female protagonists cannot enter the third line, and there is a high probability that they will not make a splash. However, it still caused a lot of discussion on a small scale. Because the shape is so weird. Most of the people who pay attention to the immortal Queen of the Cold Face are fans of the two leading actors. Even if the two leading actors are not on the third line, the fans will still give it to the show. When a passerby saw the stills in the video, he spit out when the heroine's fans are fried. Who is ugly? Why don't you look at yourself in the mirror? My cooking is the best in the world and my beauty is certified. Passerby bloggers are also gang. While leaving a message, I threw out a few stills. Look at it, can you praise it? The heroine fans have thick filters for their favorite stars, and they can't boast even when they see the stills. When they rushed over just now, they hadn't had time to watch the online drama. Look. The fluorescent colors of red, purple, and green, cheap fabrics can be felt across the screen, as well as various fancy headdresses, all combined. Those who don't know the situation can't see the fairies at all, only the monsters. The heroine's fans were poisoned by the stills, but soon adjusted to a good state and shouted. This is the pot of the crew. This kind of weird look can't be seen even if it's a fairy dress. Our sister can resist this kind of look, already very impressive, okay? By the way, I would like to attach a few pictures of the heroine's previous refinement, saying that it is for everyone to recognize that this is her own beauty. Fans of the heroine will rush to the official V of the online drama. They are going to comment on the tears, why they made such an ugly look for their sister. Halfway through, he was driven back. Picture motion picture. Someone spoke weakly, I just went to watch it, although the whole style of the show is really ugly, but I found something amazing, she still watched it well. If Yukioki saw this comment, he would have discovered that she had posted a picture of her. The woman in the photo is wearing fluorescent clothes with the same quality in red and green as the heroine. Not only that, but she also wears something like a coxcomb on her head, which is more fascinating than the heroine. The animation looks even more disastrous. The woman took 2 steps and the coxcomb split. Cracked. Just like a flower. But that's it. Let people focus their attention on the face for the first time. Her eyebrows are as distant as mountains, her skin is like a peach blossom with a smile, her slender neck is raised nobly, and the corners of her lips have a shallow curvature. She should be very close with a smile, but she looks like a goddess. Unattainable. The strange shape can take everyone's sight, but relying on the value of the face to make people ignore the shape, only lingering in my mind, where is the fairy sister from here? She really looks good. The strange shape can't hide the good looking. If this is a slightly normal shape, then it's okay? If at first the fans of the heroine washed the ground and the wonderful looks affected the heroine's appearance, passers-by believed that it would be a disaster if they put it on after all. But who would have thought of killing a beauty bug? Isn't this actress ugly? It stands to reason that the coxcomb is more ugly to make, but why does she still look so good at it? Questions that cannot be delved into. Fans of the heroine are silent, don't know what reaction is better, because their filters are normal people and have a normal aesthetic. Passers-by don't care, without the slightest worries, rushed to the official V of the Grim King's Fairy Princess, our beautiful sister is here. Faced with a large number of netizens who asked about Yukioki, the director of the web drama and the propaganda team were still very happy. Regardless of whether they are the heroine or the female N number, they can have attention. After the propaganda got the director's approval, it also specifically called Yukioki, the owner of Yukioki Shangxiun. Yukioki didn't leave contact information here, and even if you leave contact information, you still have to communicate with the artist staff. Mr. Sheng, this is the case. Yukioki filmed our show, and the response was pretty good. Many netizens asked her from the bottom. We thought that it was not convenient for Kaihokyu to start a live broadcast. It was a publicity for our show. It is also to publicize Yokyakaiu. When the drama is finished, the actors will also pay dividends. When the actors are good, the drama will receive more attention. These are all complementary. Net dramas think that Yukaiyokyu and the others will agree. Sheng Xiun also understands this truth, and originally the actors are also responsible for publicizing works. Yukaiyokyu had also forwarded online drama information under Sheng Xiun's reminder before, but the 100,000 fake fans could only be viewed, which was of no use. Sheng Xiun almost responded here, but left a little turn around. Before the time was confirmed, his hand had already tapped on the keyboard to find the official V of the web drama. He wants to understand the whole situation. Soon Chen Xiun cleared the whole line, not a large-scale discussion, but Chen Xiun also had counts. After all, this drama itself is not a hot drama, Yu Kaihokyu can be regarded as a victory to be noticed. Seize this opportunity now. At 7 o'clock in the evening, you will broadcast live on your Weibo, and then the crew officer V will forward it to you. There are many types of live broadcasts. Generally speaking, they are performing talents, putting on makeup, or directly chatting with fans. I have a way to organize it, you can refer to it. Sheng Xiun brought Yu Qiu back to the office. Just in his prime, Yun already gave Yu Kaihokyu a prerequisite review, why there is such a live broadcast, and then without waiting for Yu Kaihokyu's reaction, he has already told her about the time flow and what she can live broadcast without stopping. According to the idea of the crew of the Lord of the Cold Face is that Yu Kaihokyu will link the live broadcast to them and broadcast it directly on the official V. However, he refused to do it in prime. This kind of tricking the child is okay, but you can't trick him. Yu Kaihokyu live broadcasts with her, and she has a lot of fans. Although Sheng Xiun questioned whether Yu Kaihokyu could attract fans. Have you understood? After Sheng Xiun finished speaking, he asked Yu Kaihokyu who was sitting opposite. According to Sheng Xiun's idea, he had better look at Yu Qiu Ball. He was still not at ease with Yu Qiu Ball, but just now there was a problem on the other artist's side. It was more urgent and he had to deal with it. Yu Kaihokyu nodded obediently, I understand. She said to Sheng Xiun. Mr. Sheng, I have watched the live broadcast. Do your own thing, don't worry. Sheng Xiun. I didn't feel relieved at first, but after hearing Yu Kaihokyu's words, why didn't he feel at ease? Originally it could be updated at 6 p.m., but I didn't have time to check the typos after I finished writing, so my mother drove to grandma's house ___. Let me tell you that the update tomorrow may be later. I have to go to fill my teeth and have not slept well for 2 days. 30 red envelopes are issued in this chapter. Thank you to the little angel who voted for me during 2020-49:49:472020032219:06:30. Thanks to the little angel who irrigated the nutrient solution, 28 bottles of Zinxin, 5 bottles of Life Health, 1 bottle of Azzayi, Dream Waltz, and Yun Yu. Thank you very much for your support, I will continue to work hard. Like me being a salted fish in the Shuangwen in the entertainment circle, please collect it, I have the fastest literary update in the Shuangwen in the entertainment circle. Sheng Xiun was silent, and he did not leave immediately. After Yu Kaihokyu made a guarantee, his eyes under the gold-rimmed glasses revealed strong doubts and doubts. Yu Kaihokyu naturally noticed it, and she felt she was underestimated. So she asked the man sitting opposite. President Sheng, don't you believe me? If it was the former boss Huang He, as a humble social animal, Yu Kaihokyu would not ask such things, or before he saw Mr. Sheng's handling of the problem, he would not ask. But now she saw the boss full of precious elites, and only the scene of him taking Li Ji's sparse monkey to the doctor appeared in her mind. Grounded instantly. Sheng Shiyun replied, I don't believe it. Yu Kaihokyu. So she has nothing to say. Shang Xiun's distrust broke through the screen directly, and made no secret of it. Yu Kaihokyu was still clinging to it, but now he continues to sit comfortably on the chair. It doesn't matter, she is not angry, just take him. There are no principles for salted fish. In the prime of time, he had to deal with things, and even if he was not at ease, he still had to leave. If you don't know what to say, just talk less and smile at the camera. This time the attention is still due to Yu Kaihokyu's appearance. It will be the end for good looks. It is very difficult to achieve interesting souls. But she already has a good-looking skin. After a few words again, Shang Xiun left like an old father who broke his heart. Yu Kaihokyu didn't turn Shang Xiun to his old father's side. Her father didn't talk so much. After Shang Xiun left, Yu Kaihokyu also began to study the live broadcast format he had prepared for her to refer to. As for why the live broadcast under the name of the play depends on other live broadcast formats. The play itself also has a lot to talk about. Yu Kaihokyu is just a soy sauce player, smiling from start to finish, and even the male and female protagonists didn't catch up with each other, let alone what she could say to laugh about the filming highlights. Yu Kaihokyu can see how meticulous the new boss is from the neat arrangement. There is a high probability that there is a bit of obsessive-compulsive disorder. The live broadcast format is still very diverse. Makeup, chat, talent, eating and broadcasting. Chat, talent, eat and broadcast. Eat and broadcast. Yu Kaihokyu glanced at the phone time. It was already 6:20 in the afternoon, and there were 40 minutes before the 7 o'clock live broadcast. She rubbed her belly, no wonder she was a little hungry. At 7 o'clock exactly, the official V of the immortal queen of the cold-faced lord reposted Yu Kaihokyu's live Weibo. Because the coxcomb's fluorescence turned out to be strange, it still forced away by relying on its appearance. Many of the official V of the web drama came for Yu Kaihokyu. After hearing that the actor himself started the live broadcast, some people continued to point it. Opened a live broadcast room. Everyone is a little bit suspicious, this time getting rid of the strange look. Will Miss Sister herself look better than the show? Yu Kaihokyu remembered the boss's instructions. The live broadcast was launched before 7 o'clock. She had watched the live broadcast, but it was the first time that she became an anchor, so she was not very skilled and a bit novel. After adjusting the lens, Yu Kaihokyu felt that he still needed to sort out his image, and the camera was aimed at him, so Yu Kaihokyu turned his face to the side to facilitate observation more carefully. She took the live camera and used it as a mirror to take a picture, and sorted out the slightly messy hair. Well, the rest is fine, but the hair is a bit messy. So the netizens who clicked into the live broadcast room from the official V of the web drama had a face value crit at that time. Keng Tian, does this beauty really exist? Celosia Fairy Sister, I love it. Oslo, Miss Sister is so beautiful, she is really amazing to get rid of the strange shape. The eyes are good, the nose is good, the mouth is good. Mortals can only use such scarce words to describe beautiful women. Hold the lens Mua. Celosia Fairy Sister is a nickname that some netizens ridiculed, because Yu Kaihokyu's style in the play is to wear the coxcomb props, and the coxcomb is cracked by magic. In the screen, Yu Kaihokyu is wearing a small yellow shirt with ruffles. His face is slapped very close to the lens. The angle is completely non-angled. It can even be called a ghost. If someone else makes such a move, his appearance will drop by half. Not bad. However, the netizens who watched the live broadcast only noticed the tall/pretty-looking nose, the red and thin lips, and the long, curly black eyelashes that trembled. Someone here. Yu Kaihokyu looked a little confused at the message that started to appear below, and started talking to herself. She didn't expect to come so soon. So is it the power of the web drama official V or Mr. Sheng spent money to find the navy? Yu Kaihokyu don't remember that this net drama is very popular. When Shang Xiun explained to Yu Kaihokyu, he was very restrained. He didn't say that Yu Kaihokyu became popular because Shang Xiun felt that it was not too popular at all. He just told Yu Kaihokyu that her role has attracted the attention of some netizens. Yu Kaihokyu didn't take it seriously, thinking that the other party was polite. After all, she had heard it more exaggeratedly. Every time she hadn't got a role before, the former boss Huang He also said that she was going to become a new flower. Of course, after a few years, the former boss didn't even bother to look at her. Yu Kaihokyu started this live broadcast and thought that it was too easy for her to make money, so she asked her to do business again, and she had to do business with the money. She was ready for a lonely and happy live broadcast. Then Yu Kaiokyu's suspicious muttering to himself is cute and blows up the hearts of netizens. God, it's still a little milky voice. Yu Kaiokyu's appearance is still relatively rich and gorgeous, with such a small milky voice, the contrast is full of cuteness. Everyone gave face and the reaction was very strong. Come on! What's the name of the actor's sister? I want to pay attention. This reason I will answer, called Yu Kikayu, official V8. Even the name reveals cuteness, it is sniping my heart. Kaihokyu, to say something, Kaihokyu, Mama loves you. Mother fans have appeared in a short time. What does the actor's sister want to broadcast live? Do you want to tell us something interesting about the crew? Most of the people are liking Yuki Akayu's appearance, but some people are more calm and look forward to today's content. Originally, they rushed into the live broadcast room to see what the beautiful actress looks like in the real situation, but now their curiosity is satisfied. Well, it's even worse in real situations. Yu Kaioki stared at the barrage for a while, her constantly refreshing messages dazzled her, but she still noticed the one that asked her about the live broadcast. So Yu Kaioki put both arms on the table and asked, "Have you eaten dinner?" Some people said they had eaten it, some said they hadn't. Yu Kaioki is not used to this format of live broadcast. Whether these are naval or real people, you still have to take it seriously. When the rest of the people start to wonder why Yu Kaioki asks such questions, Yu Kaioki told the audience, "Wait for me." Then the person disappeared from the screen. The screen full of question marks, they came for the actress, and now the actress is gone? Yu Kaioki didn't make the audience wait too long, and she appeared on the screen again and sat down. Hey! 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 She took out several things wrapped in plastic bags like magic, and arranged them neatly in front of them so that the phone could be photographed. 1, 2, 3, 5 copies. The audience thought these plastic bags were familiar. If they didn't admit their mistakes, would this still be like a takeaway? Yu Kaioki gave the answer. Slender and well-proportioned fingers expertly peeled the plastic bag to expose the takeaway box, and said to the camera, "I haven't eaten dinner yet. Let's eat and broadcast today." Like the entertainment industry, the live broadcast industry has now entered a fierce heat, and various categories have become mature and perfect. Eat and broadcast are a large proportion of the live broadcast industry. The anchor chews food on the screen, it will arouse the appetite of the viewer, or give people who simply lose weight a sense of satisfaction, as if the food is in their own stomach. There are also many live broadcasts of artists, but everyone usually sings live and dances live. In the past 2 years, live makeup remover and makeup were popular, like live broadcasts. Yu Kaioki is the first. In particular, she is also an actress. For nothing else, eating will make you fat. Moreover, the posture when eating is not beautiful. What if something brings soup with water, isn't it going to be Thai? The external image of female artists is either glamorous or innocent. Anyway, the related word Thai cannot appear. Yu Kaioki was really hungry. She looked at the barrage in silence for a while, wondering if the navy invited by Mr. Sheng had left. Maybe it was the one who came to warm up the field, which was also in line with his abetting personality. Without thinking about it, Yukio has started. Yu Kaioki first took out the fried chicken. Fried chicken is the best thing to eat while it is hot. When it is cold, it will not taste like that. The fried chicken was just delivered, and it was still hot. Yukiokiu put on disposable gloves and held it by hand. The fried chicken was golden, and the aroma went straight into the nose. Yukiokiu almost moved directly at the beginning. When he thought that he was live broadcast, he showed the fried chicken to the screen and bit down. Crunch as she bit down, the microphone also picked up this chewing sound. Very fragrant, crispy on the outside and tender on the inside. The outer shell is not oily, and it is not thick. You can bite into the meat inside with a small bite. The chicken has been fried out of the chicken sauce, and the chicken is completely non-fire. There is no audience expecting that the actress will pay attention to the image and perform a ladle-like eating method. Yukiokiu eats a big mouthful, very fragrant, and very real. Her eating speed is not slow, and her lips are soaked with oil. She chews quickly, but she doesn't seem to be indifferent. While eating, Yukiokiu occasionally gave an explanation. The explanation is not too long, but the simple words make people feel like a picture. Coupled with the happy squinting of her eyes when she was happy, and the constant chewing sound of the radio. The barrage in the live broadcast room turned into rows of exclamation marks after being silent for a while. Mr. Sheng on the far side, after all, I paid the wrong way. I'm so stupid, really. Filled a tooth. Continue to go on Friday to catch up with the 6 o'clock update. Everyone enthusiastically leave a message. Squeeze, don't pow. Elder brother, or eldest brother performs online performance beating a small chest. Thank you for voting for me or irrigation during 2020-3220032317:4339 Little Angel of Nutrient Solution. Thanks to the little angel who irrigates the nutrient solution, 90 bottles of Figuang is wrong, 20 bottles of Lantingwu, 10 bottles of Ajuan, 8 bottles of Purple Silence, 5 bottles of Ohuo, 2 bottles of Yunyu, 1 bottle of Dream Waltz and Song Chong. Thank you very much for your support. I will continue to work hard. Like me being a salted fish in the Shuangwan in the entertainment circle, please collect it. I have the fastest literary update in the Shuangwan in the entertainment circle. Instantly suppressed the rest of the brush gifts. ID user, and arrogantly smashed down 10 cruise ships. Pei Shaija is rich, you are welcome. What brand of cola is Kyokyuu, Pepsi or Coca-Cola? Kyokyuu chose to ignore. She had felt a little flattered to be given the props before, but when he asked what kind of party she was, Kyokyuu was instantly alert. You must know that the Pepsi party and the Coco party have many supporters, and they have been arguing for so many years. It's a life and death. If she stands casually, isn't it the handle? Of course. Kyokyuu is not as complicated as she thought, mainly because she is a neutral party. She likes to drink everything. Kyokyuu knows that the neutral party has the least human rights and the least living space, just like the CP fan in the circle, the netizens who keep climbing the wall. So she remained silent, and started eating. Kyokyuu is very happy to eat, and the people in the live broadcast room are also very happy to watch. She looks good and eats deliciously. Even if she doesn't speak and just stares at Kyokyuu to eat, she can eat for a day, not to mention that Kyokyuu will make serious and funny reactions. However, in such a happy time, people who find faults appeared. Someone has applied to connect with Kyokyuu and my PK. He is still a well-known male in the food and broadcasting industry. Ball Buddha Department Health. Yesterday's comments were so good. Some girls got 7 or 8 comments in a row, and some were really squeaky. This chapter will still send 50 red packets. The author's column asked for acceptance, and made the voice of wanting to be collected. Thanks to the little angel who voted for me or irrigated the nutrient solution during 2020-03217:4339 2020-03216:46:11 Thanks to the little angel who irrigated the nutrient solution, Lai Layla Cat, 10 bottles of Lantingwu, 1 bottle of Anan, Kang Huang. Thank you very much for your support. I will continue to work hard. Like me being a salted fish in the Shuangwen in the entertainment circle, please collect it. I have the fastest literary update in the Shuangwen in the entertainment circle. The sudden request of Lian Mei PK was a little shock to Yu Kaihokyu. She still held a crayfish in her hand, staring at the screen on her delicate and beautiful face with no understanding. The audience in the live broadcast room was very considerate and soon realized that Yu Kaihokyu might not understand this stuff. Who has swept a lot of cruise ships also left a message, saying that he was ready. The audience still likes this kind of plot. Through this kind of Micklink PK, if you win, it feels as if your anchor is promising. Isn't the other party very famous? There must be many fans. This is a great fortune for so many small anchors. Only with exposure and enthusiasm can they take root in the live broadcast industry. Of course, there are voices expressing concerns. Made a move, Big Biao brother couldn't help but tisk. This anchor is not very young, and he didn't expect to have some means. The fans seem strangely loyal. Of course, brother De Biao, as a famous live broadcast in the eating and broadcasting circle, has more stickiness for fans, so he started to pick up gifts and data. Brother De Biao thought that Yu Kaihokyu would not speak, so he created a wronged character, and directly fooled the issue of beauty, and Yu Kaihokyu opened his mouth. She also held a crayfish. My name is not Yu Kaihokyu, my real name is Yu Kaihokyu. Brother De Biao, aha! Thank you for the compliment, I shouldn't have a beautiful face. Why Yu Kaihokyu said she should be because she hasn't seen the system by default. And after Yu Kaihokyu said this, not only De Biao, but also the live room with him and Yu Kaihokyu were silent for a while. For nothing else, now this year, who doesn't have beauty? Ordinary people are always ready to take pictures and make up a picture. Female anchors are indispensable for beauty. Even brother De Biao, he has a slight beautification. Of course he didn't dare to tell his fans. Brother De Biao chuckled, sister, you can really joke, be sincere. Brother De Biao's laughter stopped abruptly. Just now, because of his reminder, Yu Kaihokyu studied the beauty function of live broadcast, and found the beauty button smoothly, and then pulled it down. As a result, the viewers in the two live broadcast rooms directly looked at the beautiful female anchors without dead ends, their eyes getting bigger and bigger, their noses getting smaller and smaller, their faces getting sharper. Speeding away in the direction of the snake spirit's face. Brother Big Biao? Audiences? After opening the beauty version of snake face, Yu Kaihokyu looked at herself on the screen, thinking that she was really a little genius, and found where the beauty was so quickly. Does everyone like this? She moved her face closer to the camera. Should I drive a bigger one? Now it is 50%. Yu Kaihokyu felt that even though his hands were shaking for Lian Mai, she still learned a lot. It was like she wanted to beautify her face in a live broadcast. If it weren't for De Biao's reminder, she would have never expected it. After putting down these words, Yu Kaihokyu continued to pull down the beauty bar. As a result, the face is getting smaller and sharper, and the nose is too small to see clearly. The barrage went crazy. There are not a few bullet screens like this in the live broadcast of Brother Big Biao. Fans are climbing the wall at a fast speed, completely disregarding the old feelings, and there is no sense of shame in climbing the wall at all, but also to notify Brother Big Biao. Brother De Biao continued to curse in his heart, but he also thought deep down in his heart, he also wants to pay attention to such a beautiful girl. He even planned for Yu Kaihokyu to look so good-looking. Just go straight to be a good-looking anchor. When you are a good-looking broadcaster, how can you be a good-looking broadcaster can make more money than a good-looking anchor? There is no need to know any talents, just twist it twice and say a few words, and many people are willing to spend money. Yu Kaihokyu was forced by the audience to hold the hand that wanted to continue to beautify, but he was still a bit lost. She really found it interesting. The eyes are so big, the face is so sharp, so funny, why everyone reacts so strongly? Seeing that the male anchor on the opposite side has not moved, Yu Kaihokyu is also tired holding the lobster, and it may be cold if he doesn't eat it, so Yu Kaihokyu chooses to ignore the male anchor of PK, or eat first. Yu Kaihokyu ate with relish, bringing Big Biao back to reality. Brother De Biao is also a person who likes to eat, but after having been eating and broadcasting for so long, he no longer loves food so much. What joke, who is not tired of eating and drinking all day? It's just that this is a job and he has to do it well. However, seeing Yu Kaihokyu eating the crayfish, De Biao couldn't help swallowing. He wants to eat crayfish too, and it looks delicious. Brother De Biao suddenly discovered that he had felt hunger after a long absence. Brother Big Biao. This is an individual talent, a good material for eating and broadcasting. There are many anchors with good looks, but it's hard to find a good-looking fragrance that can arouse people's appetite. At that time, Big Biao was very excited and couldn't help asking, "Have you signed up with a live broadcast company?" He doesn't start a live broadcast company, but he has a stake there and he has a good relationship with the boss. If you dig Yukiakayu, he will definitely make a lot of money in the future. Brother De Biao also wanted to witness the growth of a different food and broadcast. He couldn't restrain his excitement just by opening his mouth. Of course, Big Biao actually thinks that Yu Kaihokyu has already signed 90%. Who can let go of such a seedling? Wow, this is to dig someone? Dig dig dig, Brother De Biao, quickly dig my wife under your company's banner, and be your junior sister. Humble web drama fan. She is an actor. Yu Kaihokyu didn't expect the other party to ask such a question, so she shook her head. No. She only has a performing arts company, not a live broadcast company. Brother De Biao smiled sincerely, "Will you come to our side?" Yu Kaihokyu licked the lips that were stained by the crayfish soup, and asked curiously, "Is there 5 insurances and 1 gold?" Net drama fan, humble, very humble, only we remember that she is still an actor. Brother Big Biao, opponents change their heads thanks to the little angel who voted for me or irrigated the nutrient solution during 20203246:46:11202003251639:10. Thank you for the little angel who threw the landmine. 1 God Xiaomi sleep, thanks to the little angel who irrigated the nutrient solution. 572 bottles of Zuzu, 27 bottles of Mingmengda, 20 bottles of Pepet, 10 bottles of Lanting Wu, 2 bottles of Shuang Mu Mu Muna and Love Interns, 1 bottle of Dream Waltz and Song Chong. Thank you very much for your support, I will continue to work hard. Like me being a salted fish in the Shuangwen in the entertainment circle, please collect it, I have the fastest literary update in the Shuangwen in the entertainment circle.